Good morning, Saratoga Central Catholic community. It is my honor to call the following three seniors before you today to do the Pledge of Allegiance. Today's Pledge of Allegiance is led by future ROTC cadet Hannah Hollowak, future U.S. Air Force Airman Joseph Lombardo, and future Massachusetts Maritime Academy member Ryan McDonald. At this time, I'd like to call and introduce Dr. Giovanni Virgilio, Superintendent of Schools and Diocesan Chancellor for the Roman Catholic Diocese of Albany.
Good morning. Please rise for our invocation. Good and gracious God, our Father, we entrust the graduating class of 2024 to your extraordinary care and mercy. We have heard you said time and again, do not be afraid. Let us hear you speak these words to us. We give thanks and we praise you for all gathered here in celebration, and we remember with gratitude all those who have supported, encouraged, challenged, questioned, and energize these graduates. And as our graduates complete their studies, let us offer these words of wisdom inspired by the prayer of Oscar Romero, saint and martyr. It helps now and then to step back and take a long view. The kingdom is not only beyond our efforts, it is even beyond our vision. You accomplish in your lifetime only a tiny fraction of the magnificent enterprise that is God's work. Nothing you do is complete, which is a way of saying that the kingdom always lies beyond you. No statement will say all that needs to be said. No prayer will fully express your faith. No confession will bring perfection. No pastoral visit will bring wholeness. No program will accomplish the church's mission, and no set of goals and objectives will include everything. This is what each of you are about. You will plant the seeds that one day will grow. You will water seeds already planted, knowing that they hold future promise. You will lay foundations that will need further development, and you will provide yeast that will produce far beyond your capabilities. Remember, you cannot do everything, and there is a sense of liberation in realizing that. This enables each of you to do something and to do it very well. It may be incomplete, but it is a beginning, a step along the way, an opportunity for the Lord's grace to enter and do the rest. You may never see the end result, but that is the difference between the master builder and the worker. You are workers, not master builders, ministers, not messiahs. You are prophets of a future not your own. And for all this, and for so much more, in your name we pray, amen. You may be seated.
Thank you, Dr. Virgilio. Welcome, Very Reverend Robert Longabucco, Vicar General and the Vicar for Catholic Faith Formation and Education, Superintendent Dr. Giovanni Virgilio, Father Fleming, Father McDonald, Father Patterson, Mr. Daniel Cumlander, Board Chair of the Saratoga Central Catholic Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, parents, and guests for the class of 2014. It is my pleasure to present the salutatorian for the class of 2014, Maeve Margaret Loftus Graney.
Welcome Very Reverend Robert Longabucco, Vicar General and Vicar for Faith Formation and Catholic Education, Superintendent Dr. Giovanni Virgilio, Mr. Signor, Father Fleming, Father Ebert, Mr. Cumlander, board members, faculty staff, parents, guests, and members of the class of 2024. Good morning. It is such an honor to be addressing you all today. In thinking of a Bible verse that reflects our class's journey through high school, and that has given me inspiration as we enter this next chapter of our lives, I have chosen 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 12. Don't let anyone think less of you because you are young. Be an example to all believers in what you say, in the way you live, in your love, your faith, and your purity. In our years here at Saratoga Central Catholic, our teachers, coaches, and advisors have made it their utmost duty to instill that message inside all of us. We have had the privilege of receiving the most excellent Catholic education and to grow in both our academic knowledge and spiritual knowledge as individuals. Our teachers have been so supportive of us, complimenting us on our work when we deserve it and pushing us when we could do better. Through their personal attention to each and every one of us, they have been examples of and encouraged thoughtful and caring behavior in us, behavior we will model in our lives to come. Our coaches have taught us how to work together as teammates, how to respect each other and our opponents, and how to be successful while showing commitment to good sportsmanship. The faithful service of all the other individuals who make SCC the remarkable institution that it is also show us what it looks like to live and work in a way that serves God and our community. Through the countless opportunities SCC has provided us with to strengthen our relationship with God through acts of community service, teaching our peers about our faith, and learning Catholic morals and ideas, we have been given the incredible chance to be true leaders wherever God's plan takes us. No matter what walks of life lay in front of us, the lessons we have learned will influence our actions and thinking to be the most loving, respectful, and faith-centered individuals we can. Over the years at SCC, our class has grown together, helping one another navigate through life's challenges, whether they are big or small. Though we are parting with one another, we will never forget the lessons we have taught one another and the everlasting friendships we have created. As we move on from Saratoga Central Catholic, all of us should take to heart the words of 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 12, and never let anyone think less of us because we are young. The Catholic education we have received at Saratoga Central Catholic has made us people who can and will be examples to all believers in what we say, the way we live and love, and as children of God. I will forever be grateful for the relationships I have made with my peers, teachers, coaches, and advisors during my time at SCC. My success and the success of all of us in the class of 2024 is due to the fact that they never stopped pushing us or believing in us. Their undeniable passion for guiding and teaching us has shaped us into the creative, intelligent, kind, supportive, and faithful individuals that we are. I am so excited to see what the future holds for us, and I am so proud of us. Congratulations, class of 2024, we made it.
And now for the class and alumni awards. The descriptions of the awards are in your programs. Students, please stand when your name is read. The Alumni Award recipient, Gabriel Sherwin. The Anthony F. Spinelli Award, Hannah Hollowek. The Josie T. Spinelli Award, Jacob Hajos. The Catholic Daughters Award, Gabriel Sherwin. The Dominic Smaldone Post Number 35 Italian American War Veterans Award, Joseph Anthony Andrews and Caroline Elizabeth Bielefeld. The fourth degree Saratoga Assembly of the Knights of Columbus Award goes to Hannah Hollowak and Joseph Lombardo. The Francis H. Varley Memorial Award goes to Sophia Provost. The SCC Math Award, Clara Gofuel. The Gertler Brothers Post Number 420, the Veterans of Foreign War Patriotism Award goes to Hannah Hollowak. The Saratoga Central Catholic English Award goes to Clara Gofuel. The Monsignor Daniel R. Burns Award goes to Gabriel Sherwin. The Nancy Celeste Award goes to Maeve Loftus Graney. The Lucio P. R. Izzo Memorial Award for Visual Arts goes to Grace Wall. The Saratoga Central Catholic Spanish Award, Caroline Bielefeld. The SCC Science Award goes to Clara Gofuel. The William A. Phillips Memorial Award, Aidan Crowther and Ryan McDonald. The Principessa Elena Men's Memorial Society Award goes to William Beauclair. The SCC Nelson and Agnes Pompa Memorial Award goes to Aidan Crowther. The SCC Father Anthony Maione Pure Ministry Award goes to Caroline Bielefeld and Isabella Sophia Uwenya Mimic. The Daniel J. Massey Perseverance Award goes to Evan Daly and Ryan Terlecki. The Mark M. Ryder Memorial Award goes to Jace Alfarone and Isabella San Angelo. The Paul and Patricia Guarneri Memorial Award goes to the following individuals: Angelo Lefebvre, Gabriel Sherwin, and Isabella Uwenya Mimic. The Carrie Scott Ortiz Award goes to Grace Wall. The SCC St. Thomas Aquinas Award goes to Olivia Brennenstuhl and Spencer Gerard. The SCC Music Award goes to Joseph Andrews. The SCC Theater Award goes to Joseph Lombardo. SCC Players Award, Caroline Bielefeld. The Michael J. Coleman Jr. Memorial Award, Riley Cornell. At this time, I would like to recognize the following students for their scholarships and awards that they have earned or have been nominated for outside of SCC. The New York State Scholarship for Academic Excellence. These are 3 students who have received scholarships based on having the highest average in the class of 2024. Caroline Bielefeld, Clara Gofuel, and Maeve Loftus-Graney. The Saratoga Springs Rotary Scholarship, Gabriel Sherwin. Each of the following students have been selected to receive the Kelly's Angels Scholarship: Joseph Andrews and Isabella Sanangelo. The State Comptroller Thomas P. DiNapoli Student Achievement Award for Outstanding Academic and Leadership Performance. This is presented to a student or students who have excelled academically and who have also shown leadership potential by volunteering their time to serve the school or community. The award goes to Caroline Bielefeld and Isabella Uenya Mimic. The New York State Attorney General CCC Award, in recognition of your tremendous commitment, C, to bettering yourself, your school and your community, your strength of character, C, which has helped you to achieve your goals and will guide you in making the right decisions in the future, and your remarkable courage, C, which will aid in meeting all of the challenges you face ahead. Gabriel Sherwin and Grace Wall. The American Red Cross Scholarship goes to Caroline Bielefeld and Aiden Crowther. The next award is for an adult who has dedicated his or herself to the service of Catholic education of the Saratoga Central Catholic community. This is the Edward A. Lenz Award, presented to Miss Rachel Hajos. And now I'd like to call up Dr. Giovanni Virgilio for the giving out of the Sister Maureen Joyce Social Justice Award.
On behalf of the Albany Diocesan School Board, it is a privilege and honor to be able to introduce the next award, the Sister Maureen Joyce Award, Social Justice Award. This award is given in memory of Sister Maureen Joyce, a sister of mercy and founder of Community Maternity Services, which began in 1972 as a first home for pregnant teenagers in the country. Sister Maureen was also the CEO of Catholic Charities in the Roman Catholic Diocese of Albany for 20 years. Sister Maureen cared deeply for the poor, the vulnerable, the marginalized, and she gave her life in service of the church through the social justice teachings: respect life and dignity of every person, protect the human rights and economic justice for all, put the needs of the poor and vulnerable first, respect the dignity of the worker and the rights of workers, be in solidarity with the entire human family, and to care for all of God's creation. Sister Maureen embraced these teachings, always seeking justice for one and all. She treated everyone with the love of God. Her love and acts of service were contagious. Before she died, she passed on these words of wisdom, which I will share with you, especially our graduates. Each day, as we celebrate life and love, please take a moment to celebrate the gifts we are to each other. What wonderful words to live by. And now it is my privilege, along with Father Bob, to announce this year's recipient of the Sister Maureen Social Justice Award. This award is given to a graduating senior in each of the Albany diocesan high schools. The recipient of this award demonstrates principles of social justice and was actively involved in community service advocacy through his or her years at Saratoga Central Catholic. The student receiving this award has also demonstrated the knowledge of and passions for the social justice teachings of the Catholic Church through integrations of these principles in his or her life. This year's recipient of the Sister Maureen Joyce Social Justice Award for Saratoga Central Catholic is Carolyn Elizabeth Bellafield.
And now for a vocal selection by Ms. Douglas and L.J. LaFiera, class of 2020.
I'll walk with you wherever you go, through tears and joy. I'll trust in you, and I will live in all of your ways, your promises forever. Jesus, I believe in you. Jesus, I belong to you. You're the reason that I live, the reason that I sing with all I am. I will worship. I will worship you. I will worship. I will worship you. Jesus, I believe in you.
I would like to introduce today's keynote address speaker, Christina Arangio from News 10 ABC News. Christina Arangio, a Long Island native, is an anchor for the Murrow Award-winning News 10 ABC in the Morning daily newscast. She also anchors the noon news each weekday and has more than 30 years of experience in the business. Christina is an Emmy-nominated reporter and has received numerous awards for her reporting, including 6 for breaking news over the years. She anchored live breaking news coverage of the Space Shuttle Columbia disaster, Tropical Storm Irene locally, and News 10 ABC's presidential coverage of President Obama's trip to Albany. She also covered the visit of Pope Francis to New York City with live reports from Manhattan. Christina is a strong inclusion advocate for her son with Down syndrome and shares her son's journey on social media to help others. She also was humbly named to be a Capital Region Gives Back honoree by the Capital Region Living magazine in 2021 for her work spreading awareness and supporting causes that promote inclusion for people with special needs. In addition, Christina spreads the message about the critical need for brain tumor research, given her husband's health challenges. She also has a daughter who graduates from high school later this month and is headed to UConn. Go Huskies. Christina Arangio.
Thank you so much for that introduction, Principal Signor, Superintendent Dr. Virgilio, all of the administrators, faculty, and staff at Saratoga Central Catholic High School, Father Bob, Father George from the host church, all of the clergy in attendance today, to the graduating senior class, your parents, families, and friends. It is wonderful to be with you all this morning. It is truly an honor to serve as your commencement speaker for today's high school graduation ceremony. I know there's a little something going on in Saratoga right now, right? That's what brought y'all here. The Belmont Stakes Racing Festival, yes, we've reported a lot on it on News 10 ABC for sure. And this is actually my home church, Corpus Christi, so welcome to Corpus Christi. This is such a special day for all of you, and may I be among the first to say congratulations to the seniors on this major accomplishment. You have worked so hard to get to this point. No more college applications to worry about. No more personal essays to write. The exams are behind you. No more college visits. You did it. I know it's been exhausting. As you heard, I have a senior who's graduating from Shen in a few short weeks, so I know what this has been like. Your advisors shared with me some of the terrific schools that you'll be attending in the fall, and I was so impressed to learn together you have amassed more than $5 million in scholarships. Well done. A round of applause for that. It's tremendous. You've earned a much-deserved break before you embark on a whole new adventure. But before you dive into that next chapter, it is only fitting to reflect a bit. Hopefully, as the year was winding down, you were able to enjoy all of those special senior moments, the last plays, the last games for the athletes among you, the last club functions, the prom that I know was held in May that you worked really hard for in fundraising, and your senior trip to the American Dream in New Jersey. I heard you also put a lot of effort into fundraising for that to make it really special. I hope you all had a blast. It's a flurry of activity. It's a little bittersweet as you parting ways soon with your classmates. I know many of you have been together since the 6th grade. It's a pretty tight-knit group. The good news is you will keep in touch with one another through social media. You're just a snap or a text away, right? But even for someone who did not grow up with social media, and your parents know what I'm talking about, I'm still blessed to have a group of amazing high school friends I regularly keep up with. We're just a lot older now, and it's our children who are graduating from high school. Time flies, as I'm sure you're realizing right now. I know your families have been reminiscing about how the time has flown. You were just headed to kindergarten, weren't you? As many of you are getting ready for graduation parties, your parents are looking through old photos, and as you look back too, you all realize how much you've grown. The braces are gone. Your faces have matured. Let's not forget, you couldn't even see each other's faces when high school started in September of 2020. You had to wear masks just about everywhere you went in school and beyond, and some of you continued with remote learning for a while. We were still in the midst of the COVID pandemic. What a very difficult way to begin high school. Socially, you were missing out on so much. You couldn't play sports. There was no church choir, no plays, no club activities. You were faced with a good deal of adversity at a tender, pivotal age. It was mentally challenging for us all. I want you to know your resilience is to be commended. You were kept from friends and stuck at home during a part of your formative years when developmentally you should have been enjoying greater and greater independence. But remember how much you have grown from this trial. In many ways, it has made you stronger. Hopefully, it has made your faith stronger, too. I know in my own personal trials, I've always found comfort in the scripture, God works all things for good for his people, from Romans 8:28, and I know many of you are familiar with it. Having to cope with COVID helped prepare you for the future. You persevered. As Christians, we know there will always be trials in this life, but we know we will not be alone. I hope that gives you comfort. It certainly has helped me. A little bit about my story. Less than 5 years into my marriage, my husband was diagnosed with a brain tumor that rocked our world. I was covering the aftermath of Hurricane Charlie in Orlando, Florida. It had been nearly 2 weeks without power in the stifling heat, and I got the call on assignment that I was being relieved and had to get to Orlando Regional Medical Center right away. The doctor told us to get our affairs in order, that my husband might have just 6 months to live. Unimaginable. Thankfully, those doctors were wrong, and I am so thankful that my husband, despite ongoing health challenges, is still doing well overall. And we have 2 children we adore and thank God for each and every day. I'll be married 25 years this October. My husband has had 4 brain surgeries, pancreatic surgery, surgeries to remove the majority of his parathyroids in his neck, countless kidney stones, and the list goes on, all related to what we now know is a genetic condition. But our faith has seen us through, and we've overcome more than we ever thought we could. Our second-born, our son, has special needs, as you heard. He's thriving with Down syndrome, and in all-inclusive classes as we continue to strongly advocate for him to help him reach his full potential. I tell you all of this because essentially each trial that you encounter prepares you for the next, with God's help, of course. I remember sitting hand in hand with my husband after making the trip to Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center in New York City after learning about his first brain tumor. I used every reporter skill I had to get him the best care I could, somehow convincing the head nurse for the chief of neurosurgery to take my husband's case. It was not an easy sell with the amount of patients they see from all over the world at Sloan. Later, my husband and I said a prayer together in my sister's New York City apartment, asking for a sign to help get us through what appeared to be devastating news. The loudest clap of thunder I have ever heard quickly followed. We laughed and felt reassured. So years later, when I learned on a call in the News 10 ABC newsroom that my unborn son would have Down syndrome, it was, of course, shocking. It was a little scary, but not at all insurmountable. We had already been through the tough brain tumor trial, and God had even blessed us with a daughter before my son. And the docs had said we might not ever be able to have kids due to my husband's treatment. We had a similar concern when we were trying to expand the family again, and we learned my husband's medicine to control his seizures that had developed could make it tough again. But we prayed. And sure enough, right here in this very church at Corpus Christi, years after we moved to the Capital Region for my job at News 10 ABC, I got the God wink. I was thinking, I might be pregnant. So I asked God for a sign in my head, just as the priest began the homily. The gospel according to Luke, he said. And I said to myself, I'm pregnant. I'm having a son, and his name is Luke. Luke will turn 15 years old later this month, so remember, walk by faith, not by sight. A Christian friend sent me a small tape recorder after learning about my son's experience, and she told me to tell my story to others, share my experiences, help others. Today, I use social media to do that, and it warms my heart when people reach out and say, telling our story has given them hope and strength. I know in my position in the public eye, I can use my voice to help other people. I've also worked to spread awareness, as you heard, about the critical need for brain tumor research. The point is, there is always good that can come out of the trials. I see it every day as a reporter and anchor. I've been on countless scenes where communities have been devastated by hurricanes, tornadoes, even fires. But I am always encouraged by those who jump in to help. There is still so much good in this world. Never forget. One of your advisors shared with me how many of you in this caring senior class are highly devoted to community service. It's wonderful to hear. We all know God calls us to serve others. Never lose that desire to help. I don't think this group will. In my role as a broadcast journalist, I take the responsibility of serving the community seriously. I remember years ago working on a story at the ABC affiliate in Pittsburgh. People in a rural county had been dealing with an underground mine fire for some time and just couldn't get the attention of leaders. Some had carbon monoxide detectors in their home. Others had trouble breathing. The grass was dead. They just couldn't get anybody to respond. So we did a series of stories on the plight, and eventually the authorities reacted. I cannot tell you how rewarding it was to return to that community, no longer smell the smoke, see the lush grass and flowers in people's yards, and of course, I enjoyed talking with grateful neighbors. I got into this business to help others, to keep the public informed. I've also learned sharing my own personal challenges through social media with regard to my son and my husband is another way that I can serve and give back. Of course, another key part of my job is covering major news. You heard that I covered Pope Francis in New York City. That was a thrill, so exciting to have live reports for everybody here at News 10 ABC from Manhattan. But then there are the tough stories, too, like when the Space Shuttle Columbia broke apart over Texas as NASA waited in Central Florida for the shuttle to make its return to Kennedy Space Center. I had been anchoring the shuttle landing coverage, and my producer told me through my earpiece, "Stand by, NASA can't find the shuttle." NASA can't find the shuttle, I said in a commercial. What followed was hours of breaking news coverage when I remained on set as we continued to keep viewers informed live on air. Soon came the live video of smoke trails in the skies over Texas. In that moment, I knew how serious it was. People's livelihoods at NASA would be greatly impacted. Of course, lives were lost, and the country would be mourning the loss of our brave astronauts aboard Columbia. Those are not easy moments. Adrenaline keeps you going, and yet I know how critical it is to never lose my sense of compassion in covering a story, never to see it as just another incident. Whatever path you all take in your future careers, remember to be compassionate, be kind. You are the leaders of tomorrow. The world needs your kindness. Remember the people who've been good to you, and be that person for others. Be that person. Now, here are some other things to keep in mind as you get ready for the next adventure. Don't be afraid to pursue your dreams. Believe you can, and you will. Ask questions. Curiosity will help you figure out your path. I knew in the 4th grade what I wanted to do to become a broadcast journalist, but plenty of you may be like me and have a clear vision of your goals. Others may be a little unsure, and that's okay. As you take various classes in college, you'll figure it out, and you'll figure out what really interests you. Reach out to your professors for help and guidance. They're there for you. Take advantage of the summer internships. I was fortunate to intern at NBC News in New York and News 12 Long Island, and those experiences combined with my work as an Ithaca College communications major with a concentration in broadcast journalism helped me land my first job as an assignment editor at News 12 before I was on air. It was in part because I kept in touch with the people I worked with as an intern. So remember, networking works. Keep in touch with people and reach out to them. They'll be there for you. Lastly, enjoy the ride. Time moves so quickly. Put down your phone every once in a while. Live and experience now. You can post later, but don't ignore your parents when they text you in college. Make sure you get back to them. Savor this next chapter, and remember you already have everything you need to be successful in college and beyond. Remember to trust God. With Him, no matter the trials, hopefully small, you will not lose. Congratulations, graduates, and congrats to your families, too, as they've helped and supported you along the way. Rest assured, your future is so bright. Thanks for letting me speak today.
Thank you, Christina. It is now my pleasure to present the valedictorian for the class of 2014, Caroline Elizabeth Bielefeld.
Welcome Very Reverend Robert Longabucco, Vicar General and Vicar for Faith Formation and Catholic Education, Superintendent Dr. Giovanni Virgilio, Mr. Signor, Father Fleming, Father McDonald, Father Patterson, Mr. Cumlander, board members, faculty and staff, parents, guests, and the class of 2024. I would like to share with you all one Bible verse that I believe truly encapsulates the essence of our class. The first book of Corinthians, chapter 14, verse 26. What then shall we say, brothers and sisters? When you come together, each of you has a hymn, a lesson, a revelation, a tongue, or an interpretation. Everything must be done so that the church may be built up. In order to find success, a group must have a large variety of skills and experience. Our class definitely fits that criteria. In fact, I would be willing to bet that if you were to ask any person at SCC to describe the class of 2024, they would simply say different or unique or quirky. But these adjectives should be viewed in a positive sense because we are different and unique and quirky, and that is what I will miss the most about our class. Each classmate of mine is so distinctively talented in ways that set them apart from their peers, a fact that I admire greatly. Every day, I see Jace's radiant optimism, Joe's resilience, Will Beauclair's integrity, Olivia's authenticity, Riley's magnetic personality, Aiden's quick-wittedness, Evan's wisdom, Clara's exceptionally hardworking nature, Spencer's reliability, Hannah's genuineness, Pierce's work ethic, Angelo's creativity, Mimi's humanity, Joey's ambition, Ryan McDonald's athleticism, Nancy's thoughtfulness, Sophia's motivation, Bella's kindness, Gabe's good-heartedness, Ashlyn's honesty, Ryan Terlecki's patience, Will Trimble's independence, Issa's fierce loyalty, and Grace's devotion. And that's only the tip of the iceberg of the wonderful attributes that I see in my classmates. We all learn something new from one another every day, things that will stick with us for the rest of our lives. In the long run, our differences intertwine us more than our similarities ever will. There are some students here who I've attended school with since kindergarten, some since 6th grade, and some who I only met this year. Regardless of the amount of time that we have spent with one another, I feel that we have all been able to bond in some form. I am so thankful to our extraordinary teachers as they have created this environment in which we were able to express ourselves and grow closer. Only in this school would that be possible. This graduating class will be adding to the world population of paramedics, cosmetologists, engineers, lawyers, artists, business people, Marines, airmen, air traffic controllers, criminologists, scientists, and so much more. And as we grow and make decisions that change the course of our lives, I have faith that any choice my classmates make will be a utilization of the talents that God has given them. Nobody really knows where our future endeavors will lead us, and if there is one thing that I have learned from 13 years of Catholic schooling, it's that God has a plan for each and every one of us. All we must do is keep an open mind to those around us, because you never know who He chose to be a part of our journey. The wisest decision that a person could make is to embrace the differences of those around them and always choose kindness. Every single person in this class is capable of making a positive impact on the world, and I cannot wait to celebrate their accomplishments for years to come. Congratulations to my fellow graduates, and go Saints!
Thank you, Caroline. I would now ask the following group of people to stand when I call their name because of the impact you've had on these graduates. Board of Education trustees. Remain standing. Remain standing. Staff members. And teachers. And most important, your spiritual father, our chaplain, and fellow alum, Father James Ebert. Thank you. And now for the conferral of diplomas. Superintendent Dr. Giovanni Virgilio, the following students have completed the academic requirements set forth by New York State Department of Education and the Roman Catholic Diocese of Albany.
I am proud to call forth the class of 2024 to acknowledge their accomplishments as they receive their diplomas. When you hear your name, please step forward and get your diplomas. Caroline Elizabeth Bielefeld, valedictorian class of 2024. Maeve Margaret Loftus Graney, salutatorian class of 2024. Aiden Robert Carmelo Crowther. Isabella Sofia Uwanya Mimic. Grace Elizabeth Wall. Sophia Isabella Provost. Jace Robert Alfarone. Joseph Anthony Andrews III. William J. Beauclair. Olivia Brennenstuhl. Riley Margaret Cornell. Evan Maurice Daly. Spencer A. Gerard. Clara Goldfuel. Jacob Matthew Hajos. Hannah R. Hollowak. Pierce David Jasmine. Angelo Thomas LaFave. Joseph Rocco Genesius Lombardo. Ryan Elizabeth McDonald. Nancy Marie Murphy. Isabella Grace San Angelo. Gabriel Stephen Michael Sherwin. Ashlyn May Snyder. Ryan Edward Terlecki. Paul William Matson Trimble. That's it. That's it. One glitch. It is my pleasure to introduce Very Reverend Robert Longabucco, Vicar General and Vicar of Faith Formation and Catholic Education.
On behalf of Bishop Scharfenberger, I'm honored to be here. He gives you his tremendous admiration, and his prayers go with you as you graduate. He couldn't be here, but I know that he is joyful for what you've accomplished and all that you've done. And I'm thrilled to be here in my role as also Vicar General and Vicar for Catholic Faith Formation and Education, a title everyone pronounced very well. I'm very impressed by that. You did a good job. I'm also grateful to be able to thank everybody here for having all this happen. I'm grateful to be with my Mr. Signor and the administration, all the faculty and staff who did such a tremendous job, obviously today, but all through these years, really showing their dedication to Catholic education, really being a paradigm of who we should be and what we can be in Catholic education. So thank you very much. I'm glad to be here with my brother priest, Father George, and Father Paul, and Father Randy, and someday, Father James, you'll work your way up to the front row. That's going to be a really big day for you. And especially my partner in ministry, Giovanni Virgilio, who's Dr. Virgilio. He's a wonderful leader in our Catholic schools. I'd also like to thank Christina for her inspiring commencement address and really very touching one. Thank you so much. It was wonderful to hear that. And of course, Carol and May for their wonderful talks. This will not be as good a talk, nor will my homily be as good a reflection as for this weekend as yours were. So thanks very much for that. You're here for a number of reasons, and they're all important. Today is a day we celebrate all those reasons. Today we celebrate your achievement. You're here because of the days you got up early and you wanted to learn, and you're here because of the days your parents pried you out of bed in order to get to school at all, and you persisted. You're here because of your wisdom, your intelligence, your talent, your athleticism. You're here for so many different reasons, each one of them a gift from God, each one of them a gift that you'll always have, each one of them that's an inspiration to each one of us. Trust in those gifts. You're not here by accident. God called you to this place and to this moment, and God is calling you to the next place and to the next moment. And as long as you know that God did not leave you short in any way, but has given you exactly what you needed and given you who you needed, you will succeed. Your achievements are a reflection of the gifts that God has given. Continue to shine brightly with those that reflect them brightly. Show to the world exactly who God made you and the gift you are to the world, and humbly accept those gifts and know that they are at the service for others. Today is a day of thanksgiving, for no one accomplishes anything on their own. Today is a day of thanksgiving for your parents and your loved ones and all who guided you. Let's hear it. It's a day of thanksgiving for the faculty and the staff at Saratoga Catholic Central and for all the schools that you've attended through the years. It's a day of thanksgiving for your classmates, for the way that they've built you up, the way they've made you better, the friendships that you have, and the friendships that will continue. Thanksgiving is a beautiful way of saying I love you to God. Just being, when you're more aware of how thankful you are, it's humbling. It takes a little pressure off you, actually, right? If you think, I don't have to do this on my own, that somebody's always with me and by my side, that God has given me these people gifts so that I can do what God has called me to do. It's a day of thanksgiving, and it's a day of blessing. The blessing that you are to the people who love you, the blessing you've been to the school, the blessings you are to each other, God's blessing continues to be in you. And that we should always be aware of. For once you know that you've been chosen and desired and wanted by God, once you have that space inside yourself that shows that you are not here by accident, that how you got to this point is not by accident, and where you're going to go is not by accident, that we are truly on a mission of extending the love of Jesus Christ to all the world. Once we know how blessed we are, that's how we prepare to be a blessing to others. So when you think of what you've achieved and who we are to thankful for and what a blessing it is, we have a little saying in my parish. We're actually giving out stickers about this, so it must be true, that says, let's get after it. Let's get after it now. Because you are privileged people. Not everybody gets to have the kind of education filled with love and faith and academics and morals that you had. In some countries, your kind of education is a dangerous thing. For the girls, what small percentage in the whole world of women get the education you have? I know that when God gives these gifts, it's not by accident. And it's not just for you, it's for others. Just as Jesus Christ had every gift in the world and he poured his life out for others, the meaning you'll derive is when your gifts are not just celebrated, but most importantly shared. Just as Christ did, and just as the Spirit is beckoning you to. So know what you're meant for. Get after it so that in a world torn apart, you'll be called peacemakers, children of God. Get after it in a world that can't hear each other. You'll be patient listeners. Get after it when a world, as Christina said, leaves too many people behind. You'll stay with the slowest and walk with humility. Get after it and take what these gifts are and paint a new world, a better world, a more peaceful one, a more loving one. Until the kingdom down here looks enough like the kingdom of heaven. Until Jesus Christ is present because of the way you've been a blessing to each other. Because when his love resounds, we've all got a chance. Be that difference. Get after it, and God bless you all.
The class of 2024 would like to now give some gifts out. Caroline and Maeve, go ahead. And Aiden, we'd like to, as class president, say a special thank you to their advisor.
And now for the turning of the tassels. At this time, I would like to ask the members of the class of 2024 to please stand. Shortly, we're going to turn our tassels from the right side of our mortarboards to our left side. And the way you can probably remember this moving forward is that once you graduate from this institution, your tassel will lay over the left side of your heart. Just remember how much we love you and how much you should continue to love the school that has loved you so much. Members of the class of 2024, please move your tassel from the right side of your cap to the left side of your cap. In doing so, this symbolizes the transition from candidate to graduate. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the class of 2024. I would now ask any SCC or St. Peter's Academy alumni to please stand. I'm standing. Class of 2024, you have now joined an outstanding group of men and women who have walked the hallways you have walked and learned in the classrooms in which you have learned many lessons. They carry memories of SCC, St. Peter's Academy with them. They now and always will be part of this history of Saratoga Central Catholic St. Peter's Academy, and you are now joining them. Congratulations again to the class of 2024. We have a very special alumni here today that we'd like to recognize. Nikki Cook Hartman went through the halls of Saratoga Central Catholic in the mid-2000s. Nikki has served faithfully as an educator. She has served as an educator, and we'd like to recognize her today as she departs from our Board of Trustees. Thank her for all of the hard work she's done. Nikki, please come up. I now ask the seniors to stand and join the choir in singing the SCC alma mater one last time as an SCC student. School strong and true, students with courage to do. We're fighting for SCC. Hands lifted high, victory is our cry as we sing our praise to thee. This school that we love surely is heaven above, showing to you and me to be loyal and bold, meet the purple and gold to our God, to our flag, to SCC. To be loyal and bold, meet the purple and gold to our God, to our flag, to SCC. I would now like to call Father George Fleming, pastor of Corpus Christi Church, for our benediction.
The fact that you're still standing shows that you've got faith, I'll be short. No, okay. Thank you, Father Bob. As we join our hearts in prayers together, I'd like to acknowledge Father James Ebert. Although he did not sit in his assigned seat next to me, this is a special year. I think today may actually be his ordination anniversary, but this This year also marks his 25th anniversary as a proud alumni of Catholic Central. So oh my God, not Catholic Central, Saratoga Central School. God bless you, and thank you for being here today. And to all the alumni. In the spirit of Thanksgiving that we heard so beautifully expressed, we come together thankful for these graduating seniors who have excelled in their academic and extracurricular lives. We thank you for guiding their minds, their hearts, and their souls through their studies, and for the wisdom imparted to them by teachers and mentors and coaches and so many people that have been a part of their lives, but especially their families, their parents, their siblings, all those that are so proud of them today and part of who they are and what they're about. May their values truly nurture them and prepare them for lives rooted in faith and also in dignity. We thank you for your constant blessings upon them. May their personal growth give them courage and strength to meet new challenges. May they have a sense of humor that brings perspective, and may they have a positive impact on the world through their service, their devotion, and their love. Grant them courage, healing, and strength in all that they do, and fill their hearts mostly with your peace and your joy, and may they carry the light of Christ wherever they are to enlighten others with the experience and the inspiration they have nurtured. And we ask this through our brother, Jesus Christ, and we do this all for God, omnia pro Deo, all for God. God bless you.
Congratulations, graduates, and thank you, Father. Thank you, everyone in attendance. Please allow our distinguished guests to process after our graduates and our staff. Families can follow at the end.